Well, hello and good morning. Welcome to the third and final part of this current Aquascape Ecosystem Pond build with an intake and a waterfall. If you've not seen the previous two videos, where have you been? Check them out. They're up here somewhere. I'll put the links here. And I was a bit cheeky. At the end of part two, I left you on a bit of a cliffhanger. I just fired up the pump and I just started to get the water running over the waterfall. So I'm going to reverse time a little bit, show you that footage of the water first of all coming up to the pond, let the pond clear through, and then show you now where we are with the landscaping side of things. So the water feature is running and clearing all the sediment. I've got my microphone on, so you're not going to hear this to some extent. I will let you hear that properly later. But as it's clearing, I just want to show you some of the features. So we've got this lovely main waterfall from the biofalls, creating that first initial lot of white water, creating all that oxygen to go back into the pond. Got a lovely bit of movement there. And then exactly what I was hoping for when I placed this rock here, with the angle of the rock going backwards, we've kind of got this sheet waterfall, and you can just see there it's hitting the other rock, so we've got two angles hitting each other, which gives a really nice effect, some nice visual interest. And then over here you can see the intake bay doing its job. So we're about 200 mil deep in this section. We've got the weir here, so it's collecting in here, creating that vortex, and then this is where all the floating debris is going to collect for the customer to net out nice and easy. And then also you can see the effect of these jets that I've got. They're still yet to be covered. I've got that one there, one there. So you can see that water being pushed along that back edge there, working its way all the way. And I've got that other pipe coming here and just pushing it out. As you can see, just pushing that water back out into this main run, and then it's going to go into that intake bay. So we've got no dead areas here. All the water is being filtrated and circulated. Very nice. Okay, time to make this look even prettier. So I've been going around the borders, adding the permeable membrane, the landscaping bark on top, and some of these lovely tree stumps as feature, framing the edges, and also they're a brilliant habitat. They're going to attract things like beetles and wood lice, especially if you part submerge them or sink them into the soil where it keeps damp. And obviously if you're attracting those kind of insects, you're going to bring birds in who are going to want to eat them. So by just adding between the rock, the gravel, and the natural wood, you're attracting even more types of wildlife into your garden. With regards to my terrestrial planting, I'm always on the lookout for pollinator friendly plants, which is a big thing, big part of my business ethos. So I've got some blue periwinkle plants. I normally do like some Erysimon Bowles mauve, and these are kind of relative to those. So I've got a couple there and another one over there. I've got these Salvia caradonas, got one there, one there, one there. I've got a couple of Hebes. I've got a one up here, which you can see behind that stump, other down here. So a weary mist and a red sunset. And I've got this lovely sort of golden coloured Japanese maple. When that fills out, it's going to really frame the back of this biofalls. So obviously more rock work in the soil, levelling off this berm. I've got a couple of plants. I've got some hostas that I like to put with their feet wet just inside this rock tray. So next job is going to get those in there, fill this up so we can't see any more of this rock tray, and then add the mulch, and that's going to really blend in that surface. The water now is crystal clear. The filtration's doing a lovely job. You can see nothing in that intake bay. I netted it out this morning, but this water quality is absolutely fantastic. That's what you get using these Aquascape products. Okay, so this edge here is now all planted. I've put a lot of low growing plants here, still going to trap pollinators. We've got some sedums, there's some saxifrage, there's some aubrietas, all different colours. You've got the whites, purples, pinks, and then the sedums are going to be a mix of yellows and reds as well. So all this top planted in. So we've got the Japanese maple we put in the other day. All this Core10 edging is in, as you've seen, and already it's starting to do what it's meant to do, which is give this lovely sort of aged rusty effect. I fitted this on Friday, it's now Monday, so it's had the weekend where we did have a fair bit of rain, to be honest, so that's obviously activated what it's meant to do. So you can just see it's just got this lovely tinge, and that's just going to give that lovely worn in effect. So what I'm going to do in a moment is switch off my vocal mic, go back to the phone mic so you can actually hear this water feature in all its glory, and then I will do some super sexy slow-mo shots so you can really see what's going on. But you can see that these jets over there, like I showed in the last video, doing their job, pushing all that water. We've got no dead spots on that back edge. The other jet here, pushing it here, all collecting and vortexing in this intake bay for the customer to easily net out. I've left this section here clear of any plants because this is going to be the area where the customer will stand on this mulch with a net just to clear any floating debris from the intake bay. So the rest of it's all mulched. I've tried to use a nice mix of rock, gravel, logs just to give it a semi-woodland feel. I love how all these half-cut logs are just nestled in there, all the mulch around them. Planting over time will start growing over, especially here with this lovely big log. These plants will start growing over, the aquatics will start growing up, blurring those edges between aquatic and terrestrial, which is always the overall aim. as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed creating this pond for this customer. He's very happy. Like I say, with the addition of the lights, you can enjoy this feature all day long, all year long. You know, when you're sat inside looking out, all the lights are angled so you can really appreciate the pond and the waterfall. If you would like something like this created in your garden, give me a call, give me an email. All the details are up here. Visit my website. I say I'm based in Hampshire. I will travel. You've seen the kind of aquascape creations that I can build in a garden for you. So yeah, if you'd love something like this in your garden, give me a call. Until then, see you on the next one.